All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, after an 11-0 start to this NFL season, the Pittsburgh Steelers have now lost their last 3 games. The biggest issue for the Steelers has been on their offense, if they simply have not been able to get it going. In the last 3 games, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger has thrown 5 touchdown passes, but he's also thrown 4 interceptions. And we've seen it not just this year, but in seasons past. Too often, the Steelers play down to the level of their competition because 2 of these 3 losses came against teams that still have losing records. We saw them fall at home to Washington a couple of weeks ago. They lost to Buffalo last week on Sunday night, and then they were embarrassed last night by the lowly Cincinnati Bengals. And for the Steelers, they've got to get their act together before the playoffs because you look at it right now, a few weeks ago, Pittsburgh was toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs looking to get that top spot in the AFC. Kansas City has continued to roll. They're 13-1 now. Pittsburgh's 11-3. So it's an outside shot that Pittsburgh is going to get that top spot. And basically it ain't really happening right now because I don't see the Chiefs slowing down. And right now it's going to start with the head coach, Mike Tomlin, because you look at it, we saw the immaturity and the lack of focus from the Pittsburgh Steelers in recent years. And they kept saying all along, you know what? We've got that out of our system. We're focused more, different team. They started off strong, but right now they got to try to find a way to rally because this is the time of year, we're talking about late December, where you want to be playing your best football if you are heading into the postseason. And right now, Pittsburgh is not playing their best football. You look at last night's loss to the Bengals, and the Steelers riled up a bad team. We saw Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster dancing on the Bengals logo prior to the game. That riled up Cincinnati. We saw what Vonn Bell did with that vicious hit on Juju during the contest, as that was right there. That was a tone setter. That was one of those hits that said, you know what, not on my watch, not in our house. We don't care about you being the big bad Steelers. We don't care about your record. We're going out there to make a statement. I've always said division games are always difficult to win, especially in December when you're playing a team with a bad record, because they got to go out there. They want to prove something. They want to finish on a positive note. And a lot of those guys are playing for jobs, maybe not with the team that they're playing for, but also with another team around the NFL. And for the Steelers, like I keep saying, they play down to their level of their competition. These guys are looking to bring it. And now if you're Pittsburgh, you lost last night to the Bengals. You've got to find a way to get yourself together heading into the playoffs, and it ain't going to be easy. You got the Indianapolis Colts coming up, and then you finish up with the Cleveland Browns. Indianapolis is looking to win the AFC South, and now that Pittsburgh has gone on this losing streak, Cleveland is sitting back looking and saying, hey, you know what? We could actually win the AFC North. We're only 1 game behind these guys, and if things play out a certain way, Cleveland could be in line for their first division title in many years. So it's a situation right here. If you're Pittsburgh, you got to get your act together. Defensively, we know what Pittsburgh can do. They still are very solid in the secondary. The loss to Bud Dupree up front does hurt, but they still have quality pass rushers like TJ Watt, and Pittsburgh's defense can get after you. But Pittsburgh's got to take care of the ball. We look at 3 turnovers last night. It gave Cincinnati very short fields to go out there and take care of their business. And because of that, Pittsburgh found themselves in a 17-0 hole at the half. And for Pittsburgh, too often, we've seen, you know what, we could just pick it up and throttle it up whenever we need to. You can't do that, especially this time of the year. You've got to go out there and play crisp football throughout. You got to go out there and execute. They had some solid groundwork with Benny Snell last night. I want to see Pittsburgh continue to give the football to him. But Ben Roethlisberger has to take better care of the football. These Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, they've got to go out there and they got to step up and make plays because this defense can bring it. It's still one of the better defensive units in the NFL. So Pittsburgh is definitely going to have that to their advantage. But you look at it right now. You look at the potential teams that Pittsburgh could be facing in the first round of the playoff. Cleveland, Baltimore, a Miami, an Indianapolis, a Tennessee. All of these teams are playing crisp and effective football right now. And if Pittsburgh does not bring it, and if Pittsburgh does not get their act together, this is going to be another short trip to the postseason. And all of that rah-rah that we heard about the 11-0 start is going to be out of the window, because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have throttled it down. They need to get their act together. And if they don't, it will be a very, very short trip into the postseason next month. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. I want to thank all of the subscribers out there. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.